The DuBois County Council debates the future of professional employees in the county, what the debate centered around, plus Carrie Schneider returns with a visit from our friends at the DuBois County Humane Society, and Craig Grolick and Beth Underwood talk St. Patrick's Day in Ireland tonight on Inform. All of that and much more is up next here on the 18 WJTS News. Hello, I'm Bradford Raths. More on the County Council in just a moment, but we begin tonight with a warning about illegal drug activity from the DuBois County Sheriff's Department. Deputies say there are 2 illegal drugs that are or have the high potential to become a threat locally. One of those drugs is a street drug known as gravel, and the other is heroin, according to sheriff's deputies. Now, gravel is a fairly new drug to the street drug scene, having been discovered within the last couple of years, whereas heroin has been a threat for many years. Sheriff's deputies say that everyone needs to study the effects of the drugs and the negative impact that they may have on the community. Anyone with any information about people involved with these drugs is asked to call the DuBois County Sheriff's Department at 482-3522. All callers may remain anonymous. Returning to our top story now, discussions surrounding a highway engineer's job in DuBois County made for an interesting debate. Last night, the DuBois County Council heard from Highway Superintendent Steve Berg regarding his concerns about the recently vacated county engineer's job. The job had been held by Jason Heil, who resigned last month to take the same job in Daviess County. The crux of the issue locally: salary. Heil's new job in Daviess County will pay roughly $15,000 more per year than what he made as DuBois County's engineer. Berg told the council that he was upset with the fact that he had to take on a lot of extra work and not get paid any more for it. He also told the council that the market for an engineer is a certain price range, and not hiring a new engineer would be a mistake. County Council President Greg Kendall, among others, agreed with Berg's assertion that an engineer was needed. After much debate over how to go about it, the council decided to approve offering Heil a $71,000 per year salary to come back to his old job. However, according to Kendall, Heil formally turned down the offer this morning, citing loyalty to Daviess County. However, during last night's meeting, the council decided that if Heil did decline that offer, the $71,000 figure would be a starting point in the hiring process. Also, as I mentioned, part of the debate centered around the future of not only the engineer's position, but the salaries of other professional employees of the county as a whole, and whether or not those salaries are competitive with surrounding counties. Kendall says fairness to employees will be key going forward. He also says the county will have to change how it evaluates professional employee salaries.
You know, Jason is going to be a hard guy to replace, and I think it might be hard for him to come back, but I hope he does.
Another idea concerning 3-year tiered salaries was suggested by Councilman Jerry Hoonfeld. He says the idea should help with this opening and could be considered for future hires.
It's something that the council would have to deal with, and it was a suggestion I made in this particular issue, because when Steve interviews people, I think he needs to know, okay, this year this is the salary, but what about next year, and what about the following year? And when you're talking about a civil engineer, I think we have been too low, and that's why I thought we should guarantee a couple of future years.
In other notes, the council heard from Jasper Mayor Terry Seitz concerning future plans for Jasper. Seitz talked more about the city's downtown riverfront master plan and his hopes to work with the county going forward to fund the projects that are associated with that plan. Renovation plans for buildings in the Greater Jasper School Corporation are continuing to move forward. Last night, the Greater Jasper Board took a step towards the corporation's plans for several renovation projects. Those will take place this summer at school buildings throughout the district. Last month, Clerk of the Works Scott Stemptenagel told the board that the overall plan will cost about $1.7 million. About $350,000 of that money would be used to repair the roof at Jasper High School. The remaining money would be split among several projects. These include replacing carpeting and wall coverings in certain areas at 10th Street, 5th Street, and Ireland Elementary Schools, along with repairs to the gymnasium roofs at 10th and 5th Street Elementaries. The plans also call for constructing a new driveway at Ireland Elementary to alleviate traffic jams at that school, and renovations to the kitchen and serving areas at the high school. Stempfnagel asked the board to seek bids for the individual projects. He told the board that replacing the roof at 5th Street should cost about $60,000, and replacement of the roof at 10th Street is estimated to be $168,000. The largest project planned for the summer will be the renovations to the Jasper High School cafeteria. Stempfnagel presented plans for a proposed new layout of the kitchen, which will include equipment like new coolers and refrigeration units and a relocated salad bar setup. Much of the equipment that's being replaced dates back to the school's opening in 1977, according to Stempfnagel. The kitchen project overall is expected to cost $650,000. Superintendent Dr. Tracy Lori says the renovation work at the facilities is a must.
We have our due diligence to maintain the current facilities that we have and ensure that they're adequate for a positive learning environment. So these are much needed renovations for each of those facilities.
Stempfnagel was granted permission to advertise for bids on these projects. Those bids will be received and opened on March 13th and could be approved at the next board meeting on March 17th. Work on the renovation projects is expected to begin at the end of the current school year. Finally this evening, Jasper City officials are continuing to advise motorists to use caution while driving on the city's southeast side. As work on the 3rd Avenue water main project continues, city officials are reminding motorists to be vigilant while driving through the work zone, if not to avoid the area altogether. Since last fall, contract workers have been in the process of replacing a 60-plus-year-old water main along 3rd Avenue between Stadtstrasse and Meridian Road near the St. Vincent de Paul store. This morning, Jasper Assistant Street Commissioner Jeff Tysing told the Jasper Board of Public Works that areas of the roadway have increasingly deteriorated in open lanes due to the increased traffic and the onslaught of winter weather. Tysing stated that contractors for the project will be working on tap connections on the new water line in the upcoming weeks, resulting in additional construction and potentially more minor traffic delays. Tysing asks that motorists in the area always be on the lookout.
There's construction workers working in the area. The road's rough, so again, we would ask that you use caution when you're traveling through there, and if at all possible, try to find an alternate route.
Tysing says contractors expect installation work on the new main to continue for another 3 weeks before the street department takes over to do street repairs. He says street crews hope to start milling and paving work on areas where trenches were dug for installation of the main, along with patching work during the early part of April. The entire construction route is set for a resurfacing sometime this upcoming summer. All right, coming up after the break, Carrie returns with our friends at the Du Bois County Humane Society, plus your local forecast, sports with Kurt Guxell, and Inform featuring Craig Grolick and Beth Underwood. That's all up next here on the 18 WJTS News. Local people watching local people.